Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to our host, JPN Negeri Sarawak, panel of PPD Padawan, our guest, Madam Kong Sieng Chuo, respected teachers and students. As the moderator of today's program, I, Madam Sabariah Abdul Rahman, would like to welcome all of you to our mathematics webinar, which will be conducted in English. Again, welcome to our webinar. Before we proceed to the program, I would like to introduce our guest today, Madam Kong Sieng Cho from Sekolah Menengah Teknik Sejingkat, Kuching. A little bit of introduction. Madam Kong has been teaching mathematics for 20 years and 2 months. Recently, she won a bronze medal for the Inovasi Multi-Patch, Pertandingan Reka Cipta Inovasi International and National 2022. Congratulations, Madam Kong. Madam Kong is also a speaker for Program Lonjakan Prestasi SPM 2022, aside from many competitions and innovations that she joined since 2003. Madam Kong is awarded as Guru Cemerlang Additional Mathematics in 2009 and Guru Cemerlang Mathematics in 2015 and 2021. So without further ado, let us invite our guest, Madam Kong Sieng Cho, to the floor. We hope students will listen and take note on the techniques to answer Mathematics Paper 1 and Paper 2 for SPM 2022. Please welcome Madam Kong Sieng Cho.
Thank you, Moderator Madam Sabariah binti Abdul Rahman. Congratulations to JPN Sarawak and PPD Padawan for organizing this workshop. Hi, everyone. To all the kids out there, I'm Madam Gong. I will be with you today for Papers 1 and 2, Mathematics 1449. Without further ado, I'm going to start with the new assessment format that consists of 2 papers. We have paper 1 with 40 multiple choice questions and paper 2 with subjective limited response and structured subjective. So to all the kids out there, I would like to wish all the best to all of you for your SPM. Now I am going to start with my workshop today. So let us scan through the characteristics of excellent students in mathematics. Study. You need to make a study schedule to revisit previously studied concepts. Become a teacher. You may share your knowledge with other students to enhance their learning. Have a target. You need to list out all the improvements that you can make in order to achieve your target. Continuous training. It means that you need to do mathematics exercise as a part of your daily routine. Positive mindset. Instead of thinking, how do you fail? Think about what you are going to do next time. Turn your failure into a lesson. Interest. To build interest in mathematics, you may play games that involve numbers, puzzles, and problem solving. Enjoy. You may find your own ways of solving the problems. Now, these are the mathematical equipments that you need to prepare during SPM. Scientific calculator that cannot be programmed. Long ruler for you to draw the graph. Compass for you to draw the semicircle. And you need to prepare 2 types of pencils. 2B pencil for you to draw the thick solid lines for visible sides, and HB pencil for you to draw the thin solid lines for construction lines in planes and elevation. Besides, you need to bring your pen to write down your answer. Now, these are the chapters in lower form to upper form. There are 13 chapters in Form 1. The most important chapters are linear equation, basic polygon, And for Form 2, there are 13 chapters. The important chapters are graph of functions, circles, three-dimensional geometrical shape, and isometric transformation. In Form 3, there are 9 chapters. Important chapters are consumer mathematics, savings and investment, credit and debt, the straight lines, planes, and elevation. In Form 4, there are 10 chapters. All the chapters are extremely important. There are 8 chapters in Form 5. All the chapters are very important except mathematical modeling. So altogether, there are 53 chapters from lower form to upper form. If we categorize all the chapters into the learning area, we will find that the relationship and algebra contribute the most, that is 32%, followed by the measurement and geometry contribute 28%, and numbers and operation contribute 21%, statistics and probability contribute 11%, and discrete mathematics contribute the least, that is 8%. This is the new format since 2021. Both paper 1 and 2 are written tests. For paper 1, there are 40 multiple choice questions which contribute 14 marks. You are compulsory to answer paper 1 within 1 hour and 30 minutes. For paper 2, there are subjective limited response and structured subjective. You are compulsory to answer all the questions in Section A and Section B. For Section C, you just choose any one of the questions from Section C to be answered. The total scores for paper 2 are 100 marks. You are compulsory to answer paper 2 within 2 hours and 30 minutes. The difficulty level for paper 1 is 622 and paper 2 442. For both paper 1 and paper 2, you are allowed to use a scientific calculator that cannot be programmed. For paper 2, you may use geometry tools as well. Okay, these are the scientific calculator that cannot be programmed. The last calculator is not the calculator that can be used. Okay, you may use a first until fifth calculator that cannot be programmed. The last one cannot be used because it can be used to draw the graph. For item in paper 1, you need to be proficient in using scientific calculator, and you are advised to use time wisely, approximately 2 minutes per question. Follow the instruction given. Example, 2 significant figures. And identify the keywords of the questions. Highlight the keywords. Okay, now for questions number 1, simplify the algebra expression. So for this type of questions, as usual, we begin with 2 parentheses. Okay, since this is the difference between 2 squares, so we have 1 minus 1 plus sign. So 9 is square root of 9 is 3, so 3 times 3. Square root of 4k squared is 2k times 2k. In order to change from division sign to multiplication sign, we need to flip the numerator with denominator. So since p cubed, we can factorize as p with p squared. So we can cross out the common factors here, p, and we can cross out 3 minus 2k as well. Then the answer left behind is p squared, 3 plus 2k. But for some of the students, since they cannot master the perfect square technique, so you may use your own ways to solve the problems. Let's say we have the assumption p equals to 1 k equals to 2. Well, you may choose any of the number. Okay, so let's say we choose p equals to 1, k equals to 2. So you substitute into the algebra expression here, you will get the answer 7 from calculator. Okay, now we substitute 1. We substitute k with 2, we substitute p with 1. So when you substitute, you will get the answer 7. So now we substitute into each of the option A. We have option A, B, C, D. So we substitute into option A, we will get the answer -1. Since -1 is not tally with 7, so this is not the answer. We eliminate the answer A. So for option B, we substitute it as well. P we substitute with 1, K we substitute with 2. So when we substitute, we will get the answer 7. So 7 is tally with the algebra expression in the questions. So definitely we choose the answer B. Now questions number 2. Given the universal set S from 10 to 30, it means that the universal set we can write down is 10 until 30. And the set J is the S that has digit 2 or 6. Digit 2 or 6, it means that digit, let's say 12, got the digit 2, 6, let's say 16, got the digit 6. Okay, so the prime number is the number that cannot be divided by others number except itself. So you list out the prime number for the K. The prime number is 11, 13, 17, 19, and etc. Okay. L is a number with the sum of its digit which equals to 4. For an example, 13, the sum of the digit is 1 plus 3 equals to 4. Okay. So now we list out like this. The sets universal set we list out from 10 to 30. J has digit 2 or 6. So digit 2, digit 6. As long as got the digit 2 or digit 6, that is the elements in J. K is the prime number, so we list out all the prime number. L is a number with the sum of its digit which equals to 4. So 13 and 22. Because 1 plus 3 equals to 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. So the elements in L only 13 and 22. Now we want to list out all the elements in J, union K, union L. So we just combine all the elements in J, K, and L. So we list out in ascending order 11, 12, 13, and etc. until 29. We just combine all the elements in J, K, and L. Now we want to find out the complement.
Sorry, Madam Kong.
Yes.
Madam Kong, can you please reshare your slide? Thank you.
Okay, now, can you see my slides now? Okay, now the universal set now is we list out the universal set now is from 10 until 30. So this is the universal set that we list out. And elements in J that has digit 2 or 6. So we choose the digit 2 and digit 6. As long as got the digit 2 and digit 6, so we will choose it as the element in J. And K, the K is the prime number. So prime number is 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, and 29. L, sum of its digit is 4. So only 2 elements in L, that is 13 and 22. Now we want to find the element in J union K union L. So we need to combine all the elements in J, K, and L in ascending order. So we get all the elements in J union K union L. After this, we need to list out the element for complement. This is the complement. So complement of J union K union L means that the element besides the elements here. So we cancel 11, not the elements here. So we cancel 12, cancel 13, cancel 16, cancel 17, 19. We cross out all of the elements in J union K union L. Okay, cross out 25, cross out 26, cross out 27, cross out 28, cross out 29. Okay, so now the elements left behind are 10, 14, 15, 18, 30. So there are 5 elements in the complement of J union K union L. So the answer is A. Now number 3. In diagram, KLM is a right angle triangle and KN equals to NL equals to 4. So KL is 4, NL also 4. With this, we know that KL now is equals to 8 centimeter. Okay, we want to calculate the length of MN. We want to calculate the length of MN here. So firstly, we will use the Pythagoras theorem to find out ML. Okay, this is the first step that we need to do. That is ML. Okay, ML, according to Pythagoras theorem, ML squared equals to 17 squared minus 8 squared. So ML equals to square root of 17 squared minus 8 squared. So we will get the answer ML is 15. So we write down ML is 15 here. Now we want to find out MN. Same as well, we use the Pythagoras theorem. MN squared equals to, we look at the triangle here. Okay, so 15 squared plus 4 squared. So MN squared equals to 225 plus 16. With this, we find the square root of 225 plus 16. Then we will get the answer 15.5. Then the answer is B. Okay. Now we look at the questions here. In diagram, PQR is a tangent to the circle. So if tangent means that this is 90 degree because this is the tangent. Okay. Given that SOQ is a diameter of the circle, we want to find the value of S. So firstly, the angle here, the angle on the straight line is 180. So this is 180 minus 145. We will get 35 degree. So this is 35 degree. Since both of these are the radius, so the angle here must be same. So this one same as 35 degree too. And now we want to find out this angle. We know that the sum of the angle in a triangle is 180. So this is 180 minus 35 minus 35. We will get 110 degree. Okay. This is the angle on a straight line too. So 180 minus 110, we will get 70 degree. So now we look at the triangle here. The sum of the angle in a triangle is 180. So minus Q here is 90 degree minus this is 70 degree just now. Okay, so we will get the value of S is 20 degree. So the answer is A. Okay, now we look at the question number 5. Mark has 8 pencils and 3 of them are blue. So here we know that for Mark, the blue pen, the probability to get a blue pen is 3/8. Okay, because the question said 3 of them are blue. So altogether there are 8 pencils. So 3/8 is the probability to get the blue pen. For probability to get the pencils that is not blue means that is 5/8. Okay. For Farhan, the question said that 40% of the pencils Farhan owns are blue. So 40% are blue, it means that 40 over 100 are the blue probability to get the blue pencil. So we simplify it, the probability to get the blue pencil is 4/10. And the probability to get the pencils that are not blue is 6/10. Okay. For Suresh, 1/5 of the pencils owned by Suresh are blue. So for Suresh, the probability to get the blue pencil is 1/5. So not blue is 4/5. Okay. Calculate the probability that at least 2 of them will choose a blue pencil. There are 3 of them. If at least 2 of them means that we can choose 2 or 3. Okay, either 2 of them or 3 of them. So we draw the tree diagram here. Okay, the first one is Mark. To get the blue pencil just now is 3/8. So not blue is 5/8. For Farhan, to get the blue pencil is 4/10. So the pencil that is not blue is 6/10, and etc. For the last one is Suresh. For Suresh, the probability to get the blue pencil is 1/5. Not blue is 4/5. So from here we know that the first one is 3 of them get the blue pencils. Okay. This one is Mark get the blue pencil, Farhan get the blue pencil, but Suresh get the pencils that is not blue. So now we only choose 2 of them are blue, means that this one is 3 of them are blue, so we choose it. This one, 2 of them are blue pencils, we choose it. This one also, Mark and Suresh are blue, so we choose it. This one we didn't choose it because only 1 of them get the blue pencil. This one, Farhan and Suresh get the blue pencil. So 2 or 3. So the answer only 4 of this answer. Okay. So we calculate it. Okay. We will get the answer 49 over 200. Number 6. The length of a nichrome wire is twice the length of a nichrome wire Y. So the length of the wire S, we write down length of S is equals to twice the length twice means that 2, okay, of wire Y. So length of Y. The ratio of the diameter of wire S, so diameter of S ratio to the diameter of Y is, it means that equals to 1 ratio 4. With this, we can write down diameter S over diameter Y equals to 1 over 4. Then we can move it. We write down diameter S equals to 1/4 diameter Y. Now, given that the resistance, the question say, given that the resistance denoted as the symbol of R of the wires varies directly. So R is the resistance, varies directly means that we use the proportional symbol as the length, and inversely means that divide by as the square of its diameter, okay? So find the ratio of the resistance of wire S, so resistance of wire S to the resistance of wire Y. Okay, so we substitute RS to RY, okay? So we substitute the equation here, LS over dS squared to Ly over dy squared. Okay, so I show you here. So just now we know, when we substitute, we know that length of the S just now is twice length of the Y. Okay, and the diameter of S just now is 1 over 4 diameter of Y. So we substitute. Okay, when we substitute, we can cross out the common terms here. Okay, so 1 over 4 square is 1 over 16. So we multiply by 16, multiply by 16 here. So we will get 32 over 1. So the ratio is 32 to 1. Okay, now for paper 2, section A, there are 10 questions with 14 marks. Each question will contribute 3 to 5 marks. It's the limited response questions. For section B, there are 5 questions with 45 marks. Each question will contribute 8 to 10 marks. It's a structural question. For paper 2, section C, there are 2 questions. You just choose any of the 1 questions to be answered. Contribute 15 marks. Only 1 stimulus per questions, and it's the merge topics and theme. Now, format of answer for paper 2, if the answer is in fraction, you need to write in the simplest form. If the answer in decimal, you need to write at least 2 decimal places or 4 significant figures. Write in the space given. Space prepared is sufficient for the answer you write. So we look at the section A first. There are 10 questions with 40 marks. Each question contribute 3 to 5 marks, and it's the limited response questions. Now, during the weekend holidays, Diana plans to create a flower garden at her lawn. ABCD is the plan for her house lawn. The flower garden is APQ and triangle shape. Her entire lawn area, we know the area now is equals to 20. So find the length and the width in meter for her house lawn. So the area, we know that is the length times width. The length here is 2 plus 3s. So we write down 2 plus 3s for the length. And the width here is 3. This is the width. The width here is 3 plus s. Okay, so we write down 3 plus s equals to 20. Now we just expand the equation here. After we expand the equation here, we will get the answer 3s squared plus 11s minus 14 equals to 0. And then you just factorize it. Okay, you may use calculator to help you to factorize it. Okay, let me show you the calculator to factorize it. So now, this is the how to use a calculator to factorize it. You know that A equals to 3, B equals to 11, C equals to negative 14. So you just key in to the calculator here, okay, menu, and then equation. You choose the equation, okay. This is the polynomial. So the degree is 2. You enter the value for A, value for B, and value for C. Then you can get the first answer is 1 from calculator. The second answer, negative 14 over 3. So since the x here is the length and width, we cannot choose the negative number. So we only choose the s equals to 1. So just now the length is 2 plus 3s here. We just substitute the length equals to 2 plus 3s. S is 1 as we get it from the calculator just now. So the length equals to now the length equals to 2 plus 3s. And s is 1. We substitute s with 1. So we will get 5 meters. For the width, we know that the width just now is 3 plus s. So 3 plus s equals to 3 plus 1 is 4 meters. Okay, now write down the converse of the following implication. Hence, state whether the converse is true or false. Okay, if p is an even number, then p is divisible by 2. So after if, this one is antecedent. And after then, this is consequent. So we want to write down the converse. Converse means that we need to reverse the antecedent with consequent. So the converse is if p is divisible by 2, then p is an even number. So divisible by 2, it means that it can divide exactly by 2. Let's say it's 2, 4, 6, 8, and etc. Then p is an even number. Yes, all of these are even number. So this is the true statement. Okay. Part B, make a specific conclusion by deduction based on the following statement. All regular pentagons have 5 equal sides. ABCDE is a regular pentagon. Now we cross out the common terms here, regular pentagon. And next we cross out the keywords here, that is all. For the statement, the keyword only all, if, then. Okay, so after we cross out the keyword, the answer left behind is A, B, C, D, E. Since this is singular, so we change this to singular too. A, B, C, D, E has 5 equal size. Okay, number 3, the length of a fish pool is a 7 meter less than means that minus, okay? 4 times its width. Let's say the width is x. So 4 times its width means that 4s. If the perimeter of a rectangle, so we draw the rectangle here. Okay, the length of a fish pool, this is the length of a fish pool. This is the width that we denoted with as s. Okay, so the length is 7 meter less than 4 times of its width. Okay, so length is 4x minus 7. If the perimeter here, we sum up all the length and the width here. The length here same as 4s minus 7. The width here is s. So the perimeter here is at most. At most means that it's less than or equals to. So less than or equals to 106. So we sum up all the length and width here. Okay. This is the length plus both of the width here, s plus s, less than or equals to 106. Okay. So we rearrange it. Okay. This is the length just now. This is length. Okay. This is width. Okay. So we rearrange it. There are 10s minus 14 less than or equals to 106. The symbol here is at most. Okay. So when we simplify it, we get the answer s less than or equals to 12. It means that s is 12, 11, 10, 9, and etc. So the greatest possible width of the rectangle is 12. Number 4, Injured Norman drives his car to his office, which is located 35 kilometers from his house in Bota. The table below shows the time taken by Injured Norman to reach his office in Ipoh from Bota. Draw a distance time graph based on the given table. Okay, so the given table is here. Okay, so we just draw the graph. Make sure that the x-axis is correct and uniform. The x-axis is correct and uniform here. All the range must be same. Okay, y-axis is correct and uniform. And plot 6 points correctly. There are 6 points here. So all the points are plotted correctly. Straight line graphs are drawn correctly. All of these 6 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then you will get the 4 marks. Okay, number 5, diagram shows the stem leaf plot of mathematics test of class 3A. Based on the stem leaf plot, find the number of students in class 3A. So we know that this one, 38, means that the marks gained by a student, that is 38. So 1 student, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there are 20 students here. Okay, there are 20 students. The median In order to find out the median, we need to list out all the numbers in ascending order. So we list out the number here, 38, 41, until the last one is 87. Okay, so there are altogether, there are 20 numbers here. In order to find out the median, the first step is you need to arrange a number in ascending order. Okay, so when we arrange a number in ascending order, we will find out the middle values here. There are altogether 20 numbers here. So divide by 2 is 10. So we calculate the 10 is the middle value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the middle value. So the median is sum of the middle value, that is 64 plus 64, then divide by 2. So the median is 64. Now we want to find out the interquartile range. So interquartile range means that Q3 minus Q1. Okay, so we look at the number before the median. Before the median, there are 10 numbers here. So 10 numbers divided by 2 in the middle should be 5 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 number is in the middle of 52 and 56. So we add the middle values 52 plus 56, then divide by 2. We get the first quartile is 54. And now we want to find out the third quartile. We look at all the number after the median. So after the median, there are 10 numbers here. So 10 number divided by 2 is 5. So we look at the fifth number here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the middle value now is 71 and 72. So third quartile equals to 71 plus 72 divided by 2. We get 71.5. So interquartile range equals to 71.5 minus 54 equals to 17.5. Now we look at the section B. For section B, there are 5 questions with 45 marks. Each question contributes 8 to 10 marks. They are structural questions. Now calculate the value of J, K, and M. Okay, so number 1, 56 to the in base 7 plus 426 in base 7. Okay, 6 plus 6 will give you 12. We cannot write down 12 because in base 7, the highest digit only 6. So we break 12 into 2 parts, that is 7 and 5. We have to write down 5 here, and then in base 7, we carry forward 1. 1 plus 5, 6. 6 plus 2, 8. We cannot write down 8 in base 7 because the highest digit only 6. So we break 8 into 2 parts, that is 7 and 1. Here I write down 1, and then we carry forward 1 here. 1 plus 4, 5. So the answer is 515 in base 7. Number 2, part 2. 8403 in base 9 minus 467 in base 9. Okay. 3 cannot minus 7, so we have nothing to borrow from 0. We need to borrow 1 from 4 here. 4, we borrow 1, become 3. So here become 9 because we borrow 1. This is the base 9, so 9 here. Now, since 3 cannot minus 7, we need to borrow 1 from 9 here. Borrow 1 from 9, 9 become 8. And then we borrow 1 in base 9. This one, we need to add 9 here. 9 plus 3 is 12. Okay. 12 minus 7. 12 12 minus 7 is 5. So we write down 5 here in base 9. Okay, 8 minus 6 is 2. Okay, 3 cannot minus 4, so we need to borrow 1 from 8. It becomes 7. When we borrow 1, it becomes 9. 9 plus 3, 12. 12 minus 4, 8. Okay, so we get 7, 8, 2, 5 in base 9. Okay, number 3. The questions number 3 here, 1101 in base 2. Okay, you can change it to base 10 first. Okay, so how do you use calculator to change it? 1101 in base 2, you can use calculator to change it to base 10 by pressing the calculator. Okay, let me show you first. Okay, firstly, you change to base. Okay, you change to base. Okay, so we key in the number here, 1101 in base 2. Base 2 is bin. Okay, equals to, we want to change to base 10 is DEC. Okay, so we will get 13. Okay, so now this one we get 13 in base 10 and 37 in base 8 we can change to base 10 too by using calculator. Okay, so 37 in base 8 equals to, in base 10, it means that we change to 31 in base 10. Okay, so now when we change to base 10, we will get 31 plus, just now we get the answer 13 in base 10 plus 31 in base 10. So we will get the answer 44 in base 10. Okay, but the question wants us to find out in base 5. So 44 in base 10, we need to change to base 5. By using conventional method, 44 in base 10, we want to change to base 5. By using conventional method, we will divide by 5. Okay, from base 10 to 5, we will divide by 5. And after we divide by 5, we write down the remainder here. This is the remainder. Finally, we read the remainder backwards. We get the answer 134 in base 5. But for the weak students, you may not able to master the conventional method. Okay, you may use this method. Okay. That is, you use a calculator, you press 44 divide by 5. Okay, then you press the button shift S to D. Oh, okay, you will get this one from your calculator. Okay. After this, because we still have 8 here, 8 divided by 5 equals to, you press the button, you will get 1 and 3/5. Lastly, there is 1 here. 1, you need to divide by 5. So you will get 1/5 from your calculator. Now make sure that the denominator here are the same. Okay, you write the answer from left to right. You read the numerator 1, 3, 4. So 1, 3, 4 in base 5. Question number 2. Danish monthly income is 8,500. He wants to buy a car worth 75,000. He paid 10% of the price of the car as a down payment. So, firstly, we find the down payment here. This is 10%. 10% means that 10 over 100 times the car is 75,000. We will get 7,500 here. So this is the down payment. He took a bank loan with an interest rate of 3.2% per annum for the remaining cost. Part A, calculate the amount of money Danish borrow from the bank. So Danish need to borrow the money from the bank is just now the car worth 75,000 minus the down payment is 7,500. So you will get the answer 67,500. This is the amount that Danish need to borrow from the bank. Calculate the total amount of loan which Danish needs to pay if his loan repayment period is 7 years. Okay, we know that just now the money that he borrowed from the bank is 67,500. He need to plus the interest. The interest is 3.2 per annum. 3.2 over 100. The time bound is 7 years here. Okay, time. The money that he borrowed from the bank, you will get the answer 82,620. This is the total amount of loan which Danish needs to pay. Hence, calculate the monthly installment that Danish has to pay every month. Every month. Just now, the time is 7 years. Okay, each year there are 12 months, so there are 84 months. Okay, just now he borrowed from the bank is 82,620. So we need to divide by 84 months. We will get 983 ringgit and 57 cents payment for a month. Monthly installment that he need to pay. Okay. And part B, justify Danish financial goals for purchasing his car using the SMART concept. Okay. So for the SMART concept, we need to identify whether each of the S here specific. Danish goal is specific, which is to buy a car with a fixed loan amount. M is measurable. Danish goals can be measured by knowing the amount of money that needs to be paid each month. A, attainable. Danish goal can be achieved because he is able to pay 983 ringgit and 57 per month from his income of 8,500 per month. R is realistic. Danish owning a car in 7 years is realistic. With his monthly income of 8,500, he only needs to pay 983 ringgit and 57 cents. Time bound. Danish goal is time bound because it has a time limit of 7 years. Therefore, Danish applied the SMART concept in his goal setting. Okay, we look at the question number 3. Question number 3. Abdul works as a contractor. He is completing renovation work on Mr. Bakar's house. One of the works that Abdul needs to complete in the near future is to install tiles in the parking lot of Mr. Bakar's house. Since the cement structure on the floor was largely damaged, Abdul had to cement the entire floor before installing the tiles. So now, based on Abdul's experience, 3 workers can now, this is the variation topic. So 3 workers is denoted as P. So P now is 3, were able to complete the work of cementing a 40-meter square floor. This is the area. So area is denoted by A equals to 40. In a period of 4 hours, 4 hours denoted by the time T equals to 4. Given that time T varies directly means that with the proportional symbol with the floor area A, and inversely means that divide with the number of employees P. Okay, so from here we can write down, change to the equation form is T equals to K A over P, which K is a constant. So now we substitute the value of T for equals to K. A is 40 just now, and A is 40, P is 3. From here, we can find out the value for K. Okay, so the value for K we can find out. Okay, now let us look at the solution here. T with proportional symbols. Okay, T, and then we change to equation form. T equals to KA over P. We find out the K. Then we write down T in terms of A and P. Okay. Okay. For some of the students, you may not able to follow the long steps here. So you just write down T. Okay. Write down the T and A over P here. So now we substitute T is 4. T is 4. Okay. And then A is 40. Okay. Inversely with 3. So inversely means that we put it here. Okay. So we can find out like this. Okay. Then the second information we fill in here. Okay. We will get the same answer as well. Okay, so now we look at the part 2. If the parking floor area of Mr. Bakar's house is 50, okay, just now we get the answer here is, get the answer already. Okay, if the parking floor area of Mr. Bakar's house is 50 meters square, means that A now is 50. Calculate the time. The time is denoted by T. Okay, for the 3 workers denoted by P equals to 3. Okay, so what is the T? So we know that we can substitute into the equation just now. T equals to 3A over 10P. So 3A is 50, P is 3. So we will get T equals to 5 hours. By using the innovation, we substitute like this. We no need to go through the long step here. We just use the table. Okay, so the first information is 4. We just write down T is 4. And then A over P, we just write down A over P, A over P. The second information is we want to find out T, so we don't know the T. But the answer given to us is A is 50, this is A is 50, and the P is 3. So we will use the calculator to get the answer here. You just key in the calculator by using Shift Solve button. Then you can get the answer is 5 hours. Okay. So let me show you how to use a calculator to get the answer here. 5 hours. 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 Okay. So we clear the memory first. Okay. So you just use a button for divide by alpha s, for divide by alpha s. Okay, you see the s here. Okay, alpha equals to 40 times 3 divided by 3 times 50. Then you press the button shift solve equals to, then you get the answer 5. Okay. Okay. Now part B also same. We do the same thing as well. For task assembly work, the time T varies directly. So T here varies directly with the number of mosaics as pieces and inversely with the number of workers. Okay. So from the equation here, we can write down T equals to K S over P, which K is the constant. Okay, now with an area of 50 meters square, so area denoted by A equals to 50, the number of tasks required is 540 pieces. 540 pieces denoted as S equals to 540. And the number of employees is 3. So denoted by P equals to 3. Okay. So we substitute into the equation here. Okay. We will get T. The task in installation work can be completed within 2 hours. 2 hours T equals to 2. So we substitute 2 equals to K. S is 540. P is 3. So you will get the constant. Okay, we substitute here. We will get the constant is 1 over 90. So T equals to S over 90P. Okay, and given the time is 3 hours, okay, the number of the mosaics is 540 pieces, and find out the workers. We can find out the workers is 2. Okay, if the students cannot use a conventional method, you may use the innovation method too. Okay. Number 4, during the fruit season, Mr. Razak can sell a total of 100 mangosteens and watermelons in a day. In the first 2 hours, 28 mangosteens. So this is 28 mangosteen, and it means that plus 12 watermelons. So 12 watermelons. So at the price 32 ringgit 40 cents. So we found the first equation here. And the second equation, 20 mangosteen, and means that plus 26 watermelons is 45 ringgit 80 cents. Okay, so we can form the two of the equation here. By using the matrix method, find the price in ringgit Malaysia for each mangosteen and watermelon represented by M and W respectively. So we use the matrix method. Firstly, just now we get the equation here. And then you write in the form of the matrix. You will get the marks, 1 marks. Next step, you write in the form of inverse matrix. This is the inverse matrix. Okay. And finally, you can get the answer from calculator. Okay, mangosteen is 60 cents and watermelon is 1 ringgit and 30 cents. Hence, find the matrix of P where P equals to, so we just substitute. Just now mangosteen is 60 cents. And the watermelon is 1 ringgit 30 cents. You just substitute. Okay, watermelon is 1 ringgit 30 cents minus 8. Okay, just substitute and you will get the answer. Okay, find the matrix for Q if 3PQ equals to identity matrix. So we substitute here. 3PQ equals to, so 3P we substitute from here. The answer here is 3. This is 5, 6, 11. Okay. 3. Okay. We substitute the answer here. So P is 3, 5, 6, 11. Q equals to identity matrix. Okay. So we multiply the number to each of the elements in the matrix. Then we use the inverse matrix method. This is we find the inverse matrix. Okay. Remember to exchange the position of the elements in the main diagonal. This is the main diagonal, and multiply the other two elements with -1. So we will get the final answer here. Remember that if the answer in fraction, you need to write down the answer like this in the simplest form. Okay. This is not the answer in the simplest form. -5/9 is not the answer in the simplest form. And 5/-9 also not the answer in the simplest form. Okay. Number 5, Mr. David has a fire insurance for his house with a deductible of 7,000. The fire insurance has a co-insurance of 85% and the insurable value of the house is 1.2 million. From here, we know that the first step we can do is we find out the amount of required insurance. So amount of required insurance equals to co-insurance multiplied by the insurable value that is 1.2 million. So this is the amount of required insurance that is 1,020,000. Okay, Mr. David's house caught in a fire and the loss valuation was 380,000. Calculate the amount of compensation if he insures the house at the amount of required insurance. So if he insures the house at the amount of required insurance, it means that the amount of insurance purchase equals to the amount of required insurance then the compensation that he received equals to the loss minus the deductible. So the loss is 380,000 minus the deductible is 7,000. So he will get the compensation. The part B, calculate the amount of compensation if he insures the house at an amount of 816,000. If amount of 816,000, it means that it's less than the amount of required insurance. As we know just now, required insurance is 1,020,000, but he only purchased the insurance at 816,000, it means that it's less than amount of required insurance. Then we will use the formula to calculate the compensation. So if the insured value is less than amount of required insurance, amount of compensation equals to amount of insurance purchased divided by amount of required insurance times amount of loss minus deductible. So we will get the compensation 297,000. For the core insurance penalty, we just find out the difference between amount of required insurance minus amount of insurance purchased divided by the amount of required insurance times the loss. We will get 76,000 for core insurance penalty. Okay, the diagram number 6. The diagram shows a pentagon ABCDE draws on a grid of equal squares. A prime and B prime are the image of A and B under a reflection. On the diagram, draw the axis of reflection. So from the diagram here, we want to draw the axis of reflection. This one should be a line here. Okay, we want to draw the axis of reflection. We look at this is the object, this is the object, and this is the image. So we want to draw a line of reflection. We just draw a line from object to image. We know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 units here. So the 4 units divided by 2, we know that is 2 units. So 2 units from the object and image. So we can draw the line of reflection. This is the line of reflection. Make sure that the distance are the same. Okay. After we draw the line, this one, draw the axis of the reflection. We draw already. Complete the image of ABCDE under the same reflection. So under the same reflection, we want to draw the image of D, C, D, and E. So we draw the image accordingly. Okay. From object to A to object E, we have 2 units. So we draw 2 units as well. So this is E prime. From here, E to D, there are 4 units. So we draw 4 units here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is D prime. And from D to C, 1, 2, 3, 3 units. So we draw 3 units. 1, 2, 3. This is C prime. Then we draw a line from C prime to B prime. We get the image under the same reflection. This is the object. Okay. Now mark and label the image of the point B prime under a translation. -1, -3 is point U. So under the translation -1, so -1, this is -1, -3, 1, 2, 3. So -3. So this is the image of U. Okay. So if you can draw the reflection line on the diagram correctly, you will be given 1 mark. And draw the image of ABCDE. This is the image from the object here. You manage to get 2 marks. Marks and label the point U on the diagram correctly. Okay, because just now is translation from B prime. Okay, -1, -3. Okay. Mark and label the point U, 1 mark. Now the diagram shows 5 points are plotted on a Cartesian plane. We look at the diagram here. There are 5 points. Okay. 1, point T, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5. There are 5 points here. Point T is the image of point S under a reflection in the line MN. So point T complete the quadrilateral PQRS. So point T is the image of point S. Point T is the image of point S, means that object is here. This is the line of reflection. Okay, the object and image must have the same distance. So this is the S, that is the object. After this, the question asks us to complete the quadrilateral PQRS. Okay, so this is a quadrilateral PQRS. Okay, we complete the drawing. After this, point P prime is the image of point P under a reflection. Describe the reflection. Hence, determine the image of point Q, R, and S under the same reflection. So now, from P to P prime, we look at the distance here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 units. So 6 units divided by 2, there are 3 units. So this is a line of reflection. This is the line of reflection. So we describe it. Reflection in the line S equals to 3. Okay. And the question asks us to plot the image of Q. So for image of the Q, we know that from here to reflection line is 2 units. So image also same 2 units from the reflection line. R 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The image also 4 units from reflection line. S 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 units from reflection line. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 units from reflection line S. Okay, PQRS, or the image plot already. Okay, so the point of reflection S is drawn on the figure correctly, 1 mark. Correctly complete the quadrilateral PQRS in the diagram, 1 mark. Reflection in the line, this is the reflection in the line, S equals to 3, 2 mark. Mark the image reflection, 1 mark. In the line S equals to 3, 1 mark. So there are 2 marks here. Okay. After this, mark the image of points Q, R, and S on the diagram correctly. Okay. Mark the image of the QRS. Okay. 1 mark. Number 7. Diagram shows the position of Joseph house, Jenny house, and Azri house drawn on a Cartesian plane. Given that the scale is 1 unit equals to 3 kilometers, calculate the distance in kilometers between Azri's house and the origin. We know that Azri's house, the coordinate is -4, -3, and the origin is 0, 0. So calculate the distance. We use the formula for the distance. Okay, let us define this one is S1, Y1, and the coordinate here is S2, Y2. So the distance now equals to, we just substitute into the formula, that is S1 minus S2 squared plus Y1 minus Y2 squared. So we substitute the value here, 0 minus -4 squared plus 0 minus -3 squared. Okay, so you will get the answer here, 16 plus 9 equals to 5 units. But now the question say that 1 unit equals to 3 kilometer. So 5 unit times 3 equals to 15 kilometer. Okay. Part B, determine the equation of straight line. The keyword here is equation of straight line. As long as you see the keyword equation of straight line, you need to think about, sorry, my battery is running low. Okay, as long as you look at the equation of straight line, so you need to think about y equals to ms plus c. Okay, so firstly, you can find out the gradient. And this is the first step. You want to find out the gradient. The second step, we want to find out the value for c. Then we can substitute into the equation here. Okay, so the Joseph and Jenny. We look at the Joseph and Jenny. Okay, so we denoted it as S1, Y1, S2, Y2. So we find out the gradient. Gradient is Y2 minus Y1 over S2 minus S1. So we substitute 8 minus 5 divided by 5 minus negative 10 equals to 3 over 15. We can simplify it, become 1 over 5. Okay, so we get the answer for gradient. We substitute into the equation. Now we choose either one of the point. Okay, let's say I choose the point here 5 and 8. I choose it as S and Y. Okay, so I substitute here 8 equals to S is 5. Then we will get the C equals to 8 minus 1. C equals to 7. Therefore, we can substitute the equation here. Y equals to 1/5 S plus 7. Okay. So you manage to find out the distance 1 mark, and the real distance is 1 kilometer. 1 unit equals to 3 kilometer. Then times 3, you get 15 kilometer, 1 mark. The gradient, you can find out 1 mark. The C, 1 mark. And lastly, the equation of the straight line, 1 mark. Okay, part C, teacher Amina want to visit Jenny who absent for 10 days in a row. Calculate the time taken in hours by teacher Amina to arrive Jenny's house if she drives from Azri's house to Jenny's house using the shortest route. Okay, we look at the shortest route here. This is a keyword. At an average speed of 80 kilometers per hour. So average speed equals to total distance divided by total time. So remember that the distance here is the shortest route. So we look at the diagram just now. Okay. Discuss first. Okay. So we look at the diagram here. The shortest route from Jenny to Azri's house, we look at the triangle here. So if shortest route means that this one, this is the shortest route. Okay, so we want to find out the value for y here is 8 minus negative 3. So we will get the value of 11. From here is, this one is 5. Okay, 5 minus negative 4. We get the 9 here. So the shortest route equals to square root of, we use the Pythagoras theorem, 11 square plus 9 square. So we will get the shortest root. Then we substitute into the formula. Okay? We get the shortest root is 14.213. So since 1 unit equals to 3 kilometers, then this is the shortest route times 3 kilometers equals to 42.639 kilometers. So according to the formula just now, average speed equals to total distance divided by total time. We want to find out the time given that the average speed is 80 kilometers per hour. So the total distance we found out is 42.639 over the time. So the time is 42.639 divided by 80, we will get 0.53 hours. The format of the answer, if fraction, you need to write down the simplest form. But if decimal, you need to write down at least 2 decimal places or 4 significant figures. So now we write down correct to 2 decimal places. Number 8, the diagram shows a combination of a cuboid, a right prism, and a semi-cylinder which lies on a horizontal plane. Draw to full scale the front elevation and the side elevation of the object given us the plane. Okay, so we want to draw we look at the questions here. We want to draw to full scale, means that you need to measure by using your ruler. Okay, don't sketch it. So the front elevation means that this is the front elevation. The front elevation, we can see the diagram here. This is the front elevation. Okay. So we draw to full scale. This is the front elevation that we get just now. Okay. Remember that we need to draw the construction line which is 1 centimeter from each other. Okay, 1 centimeter from each other. This one also 1 centimeter. Okay. The side elevation of the object. If the side elevation means that there are 2 types of question for the side elevation. One is from left hand side, another one is from right hand side. But the question now is from right hand side. So the side elevation means that we can see the side elevation is this one. It means that it's 2 rectangle here. Let's discuss first. Okay. So it means that we look at the rectangle here, we get the first rectangle here and the second rectangle here. Okay. Where this is the height of this is the radius of the cylinder. The radius. So we know that the diameter here, diameter for the cylinder is 4. If diameter is 4, it means that the radius should be 2 centimeter. This is the radius. Okay, so the rectangle here is 2 centimeter, where else this one is 8 centimeter. Okay, so now we get this one is 2 centimeter. We draw this one, measure this one is 2 centimeter, and this is 8 centimeter. Okay. For the planes and elevation, I suggest that you use both type of the pencil. For 2B pencils, you draw the visible line, and the HB pencils, you draw the construction line. This is the construction line. And for 2B pencil, you draw the visible lines. Okay. And in SPM, except the unlabeled diagram, No need to label the diagram. You will get the full marks too. Okay, no need to label the diagram. For the thick solid lines, this is the thick solid lines. Okay, it represents the visible sides. Okay, whereas the thin solid lines for construction line. Okay, so the correct shape, 1 mark. All lines are solid, 1 mark. Okay, the measurement is correct, 1 mark. Measurement correct to plus minus 0.2 centimeter, only one way. And all angles at vertices equals to 90 degree plus minus 1 degree. Okay, remember that in the diagram, no gap in your diagram. You must remember that no gap in your diagram. Otherwise, mark will be deducted 1 mark. Okay, gap means that maybe you draw the triangle here, you leave the gap here. This is the gap. Okay, never leave the gap in your diagram. Never. Okay, or you draw the cylinder, you leave the gap here. So you never leave the gap here. Okay, now we look at the section C. For paper 2 section C, there are 2 questions. You just choose any one of the questions to be answered. The marks given to you is 15 marks. Only one stimulus per questions, and it's a merge topics and theme. Okay. Now, in a classroom activity, one city draw the plane, the front elevation, and the side elevation of a solid on whiteboard as shown in diagram. Okay, so this is the plane. We look at the plane here is the square. Okay, and this is the front elevation. Okay, based on the sketches given, sketch and name the solid. So the solid here is pyramid. Okay, with the base here is square, 8 centimeter and 8 centimeter. Okay, now we want to find the height of the solid. Okay, we want to find the height of the solid. This is the height of the solid. Okay, so how do we find the height of the solid? We can use a triangle here. This is a right angle triangle, and we find out what is the length of this one first. Okay, how do we find out the length of this one? Okay, we refer to this triangle. Okay, I draw it here. This is 8 centimeter, 8 centimeter. So according to the Pythagoras theorem, we can find out this one is square root 8 square plus 8 square equals to square root 64 plus 64. Okay, so we will get the answer is, so you may calculate by using your calculator. Square root of 128 equals to 11.31. So 11.31. Okay, since these one are the same, okay, so 11.31 we need to divide by 2. So when we divide by 2, we will get the answer 5.66. Okay, 5.66. So we get the answer 5.66. Just now we know that this is 7. So this is 7, so we can find out the height. The height equals to 7 square minus 5.66 square. Then you get the answer 4.12 centimeter. Okay. Calculate the volume of the solid. We know that the volume of the pyramid is 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. This is area of base, okay, which is area of base here. Area equals to 8 times 8 equals to 64. So 64 times the height, we will get the answer 87.89 centimeter cube. A student redraws a plane in diagram using the scale of 1:2 and 1:1/2 respectively. Calculate the difference in perimeter in centimeter of the scale drawing. Okay, we refer to the plane just now is 8 centimeter, 8 centimeter. Okay, so all of these are 8 centimeter. So from here, we can find out the perimeter equals to 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 equals to 32 centimeter. But a student now redraw it using the scale 1:2. So 1 represent 32. How about 2? 2 represent 64 because times 2. So 1 to 2 is times 2. 32 times 2 is 64. Okay. So 64, we get a 64. And now 1 just now is represent 32. How about half? Half is represent divide by 2. 32 divided by 2. So half represents 16. So 16. We want to find out the difference in perimeter. So 64 minus 16 is 48 centimeter. Now, one city asks each student to cut a triangle following the measurement of front elevation from a cardboard. One city labels 8 cards with letters and numbers as shown in diagram. Okay, so this one, there are 8 cards here. 8 cards, and then she puts all the cards labeled with letters into box A and all cards labeled with numbers into box B. A student randomly draws a card from each box by listing all the possible outcomes of the events. Calculate the probability of each of the following events. So this one, letter, the card with the letters we put into box A, then we can construct a table like this. The letter, there are 4 letters here. We put it into the box A, and there are 4 numbers here. We put it into the box B. Okay. So now from the letter here, we know that there are 2 types of letter. That is consonant and vowel. So this one, MTH is the MTH are the consonants, whereas A is the vowel. For box B, there are the number. There are 2 types of number here. The first one is the even number, and the second one is the odd number. Okay, the even number here is 2, 0, and 2. The odd number here, only one number, that is 1. Okay, we look at the question now. The question says that we want to find the probability, okay, to get an event of getting a letter M from box A, or a number 0 from box B. All means that either one will do. So either one. Remember, box A is letter M, box B is number 0. So we look at the diagram here. Letter M is this one. Okay, this is the letter M. And then get the number 0, either. Just now is or. Or means that either. Means that we can combine either one. Okay. Either letter M or either 0. So all the answer here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the probability is 7 over 16. Okay? So 7 over 16. By listing out all the possible outcomes, you will be given 1 mark. And by finding out the probability, you will be given 1 mark. So you need to differentiate between all and n. All means that either one, or we say that combine all the answer. And means that both, or we say the intersection. Okay. So now we look at the part 2. An event of getting a consonant from both A and odd number from B. Okay, so now consonant from both A. So I discuss first. Okay, now we look at the consonant here. From here we want to get the consonant. Now the question is N and the odd number. N means that intersection. Okay, so consonant here is the one with tick is the consonant. Okay, all the tick possible outcomes are the consonant. So now intersect with the odd number. The odd number is 1. So intersect means that intersect odd number. So there are only 3 answers. 1, 2, 3. So 3 possible outcomes out of altogether there are 16 possible outcomes. Okay. So if you may list out all the 3 possible outcomes, you will be given 1 mark. And finally, find out the probability, 1 mark. Part 3, an event of getting a vowel from both A. Okay, we look at the vowel here. We look at the vowel. Vowel means that A only, right? Okay, so now the question is vowel or the even number. Vowel or even number. So vowel or even. Vowel means A only. So I circle the vowel here. And the even number means that this one, 2 or 0 or 2. Okay, or means that we combine all the answers. So when we combine all the answers, we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So the probability is 13 over 16. So the first mark will be given to you when you are able to list out all the possible outcomes. There are 16 possible outcomes here. And finally, you find the probability. The answer is 13 over 16. Okay, now all of these are the mathematical formula that will be given to you. You just learn how to use it, no need to memorize. Okay, so especially the formula of inverse matrix and the gradient, the weak students still cannot master all of this formula. So you may train yourself to how to use the formula, how to apply the formula. Okay, all of this formula will be given to you. Okay, so this is the end of our workshop today, my advice to boys and girls out there, please be confident in yourself. Don't ever second guess yourself. I understand that mathematics is a difficult subject for all of you. But if you know how to go about it, then you will score your mathematics paper. It is not that difficult. Just read the instructions carefully and don't answer blindly. Without much delay, I would like to pass the session over to our moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Kong. Okay, now we open the floor for any questions or discussions. I will give some time if there are any teachers or students who would like to ask any questions to Madam Kong. Okay, all right. If there's no question, then we would like to thank Madam Kong Sieng Chuo for giving this talk. We hope that it is beneficial for the students, especially for the viewers. Before we end the program, we would like to ask the teachers to scan the QR code for attendance. We would like also to thank everyone who are involved in this program, especially the JPN Negeri Sarawak and also the PPD Padawan. And we would like to thank the viewers, teachers, and students who attended this talk. Thank you very much.